Hi, welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. Well, the other day, the internet was all abuzz with the fact that a majority of Marvel fans have voted, and apparently they want a solo movie to be made for the character Black Widow, who's obviously part of the Avengers and part of the Marvel Universe. I'm not convinced it can actually work, though. Now, before you go off half-cocked and accusing me of being a sexist, which sort of seems to be the standard response at the moment, don't you want female empowerment? So if you don't like the new Ghostbusters remake and you don't want a Black Widow solo movie, or not that you don't want it, you don't think it's maybe going to work, then you must be a sexist. It's got nothing to do with sexism. I just can't see how you can sustain Black Widow's character. It would be equally true. It's the same as true of Hawkeye, who's a male character, obviously, in this universe. I don't think you could sustain a movie about his backstory. I like the whole thing about those minor characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is their backstories and their little story points that shoot off from the main plot kind of work because they are tied back to the whole team, and it's the team narrative and it shows you how they sort of feed that narrative and how their backstory, if you like, impacts their role in the big wider team narrative. But focusing entirely on that backstory or a movie all about that character, I don't think it would actually work. I'm not convinced it would work. And maybe it would, I don't know. There is another school of thought that perhaps what they should do is create a Black Widow TV series like they've done with Netflix. So give it to Netflix and let Netflix create a TV series, a longer TV series that could really draw out a much more interesting character backstory. Now, I actually have some sympathy for that idea. I think that could actually work because that would allow them to do something that a movie can't really do, which is actually give a whole lot of life to this character of Black Widow that she currently doesn't have in the cinematic world. And so producing a movie about a character that doesn't really have much in the way of a cinematic, I guess what would you call it, substance or body of life, is not. I don't think it works. But a whole television series which actually allowed you to create a narrative and a mythology that currently doesn't exist would work. And then possibly after doing that, maybe you could create an individual movie. However, I'm not convinced that it's even a good idea in the general sense that my belief, I've talked about this in a previous episode, I think that going forward, Marvel is actually going to have to move away from individual solo films and move more and more towards the ensemble set pieces because the audience really now is just expecting. The latest Captain America movie is really all about the Avengers. It's not about Captain America anymore. And it's going to be harder and harder to sell this idea, I think, of solo characters because they've established and built up the universe so much now. It's kind of hard as an audience member to go back and to miss all the banter and all the other things that happen in an ensemble environment. So, yeah, that's my feelings. Let me know what you think. Maybe disagree. Maybe you think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Whatever your views on this are, though, just remember that you are not sexist and you are not opposed to female empowerment by thinking that this is not necessarily the best idea that Marvel's had. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.